Hi everyone. So today is the March equinox, which means spring is coming. It's still pretty cold and snowy in Minneapolis, but we're on the way to spring, so I thought that I would do a look that was a little bit brighter, a little bit lighter colors, just to kind of get me more in that spring sort of mood. So this will be all drugstore products. I was just thinking about kind of inspiration for colors, and I was thinking about this Maybelline EyeStudio, which has such interesting kind of light green and teal shades in it, and thought, you know, I might as well just pick everything that's from the drugstore, since I know that I could build a whole look with drugstore stuff that I like. So if you're interested, please keep watching. Foundation, I am using Maybelline FIT Me in shade 110, and this shade does match me fairly well. It's what I like about it is it's a little bit more of a neutral color as opposed to a heavily pink or yellow, so that's nice. And I'm using a Real Techniques buffing brush. Just kind of blend it in. The only thing that I don't have drugstore for this is an eyebrow product, because I just haven't been able to find a shade that works for me at the drugstore. I will say though that this Studio Gear professional brow definer pencil was only $12 or $13, so it's actually pretty close to the price of a drugstore product, but I did get it at Ulta. The shade I got was medium ash, and what I like about it is that it doesn't have a lot of red tones. Since on my skin, anything that's remotely warm tends to go super duper warm, I really prefer to have a cooler toned eyeshadow or eyebrow product. So on my lids, I'm going to use this Maybelline EyeStudio Quad. Is it Quad? Yeah. In Mythical Mermaid, though I know that there is another palette out. This was limited edition, but they released, I believe, a permanent quad that's exactly like this, but it has a different name. So keep your eye out for that. I'm pretty sure I Instagrammed a picture of it, so I'll grab the name if I can find it below, because I was wandering around Target one day. I'm like, hey, that looks just like the one I have. On the inner half, I'm going to use this kind of lighter, kind of sea foamy green. On the middle of the lid, I'm going to use this brighter yellow, and outer lid, I'm going to use that kind of bright greenish color. And I'm going to use some warm colors in the crease very lightly, just so that it's not too cool looking. I found myself kind of in a rut with eyeshadow looks lately. Just kind of doing the same thing. Neutral browns and whatnot. So, really trying to kind of mix things up lately. Oh, that's such a pretty color. Look at that. It's interesting to get a yellow that's not gold looking. This is definitely on the greener side of yellow, but it's not too dark. Sometimes chartreuse can look a little dark. I don't know. It's just very neat. Very springy looking yellow. I have an old blog post with a look that I did with this palette that I always really liked. I think it came out really nicely. I just find the shadows really easy to work with. For the crease, I'm going to use a Wet n Wild. This is one of the 6-pan palettes that's called Greed. So I'm going to use just kind of a blend of the kind of peach and the cream. Wet n Wild's mattes tend to be kind of powdery, so just watch out for that. Whoa. Dude, I have this glob of foundation on my hand that I didn't use that I totally forgot about. Whoops, that could have been messy. I'm just gonna really super lightly blend that through the crease and try not to disrupt the colors on my lid too much, which I have a tendency to do. That's one thing I like about the shape of this brush, is that it's pointed enough and kind of sparse enough, not too dense, that I can get a little color up into the crease and then blend it without putting too much in there. You know, it kind of makes up for the lack of skill sometimes I have when I'm doing this. And this is just a Sigma E45. Last thing on my eyes before I do mascara will be eyeliner, and I'm using this CoverGirl Liquiline Blast, and this one is in some mystery color. It's in some sort of purple shade. Does it not say on the pencil? I hate it when it only says it on the packaging. And I'm going to tightline with this, see how it looks, and decide whether or not I want to bring it up onto the lid. Well, since we're keeping this look pretty light, I think I'm just going to stick with that and not put any liner on the lid. Give me some definition, but still keep that kind of light, bright eyelid thing. I think I'll go ahead and apply my concealer now. I am using the Maybelline 24 Hour Super Stay concealer, and the shade is Ivory. And my skin has changed and it's not as dry as it used to be under the eyes. So this works okay for me under the eyes, but when my under eye skin area was really dry, it did not work well. So keep that in mind if you have super dehydrated under eyes. I also found that for me it works better when I blend it in with a fluffy brush. I'm using this Sonia Kashuk. I think it's like a multi-purpose brush. It's the one with the little wavy thing, but it's a pretty big brush. I mean, for me it's way too big to use around my eyes. Okay. Last thing on the eyeballs. Mascara, I'm using Great Lash, and this is dark brown. The reason I had bought this was because I was on a mission to find a brown mascara. I actually did a blog post comparing brown mascara with black mascara. I can't tell the difference. Certainly not with this shade of brown. So since we're keeping this look kind of light and bright and fresh, or trying to, I thought I would do a cream highlight and blush. I'm going to be using for the highlight number 7 Highlights Illuminating Lotion, which is kind of like Benefit, but is not as strong, I would say. It kind of blends out to more of a subtle sheen. And a Maybelline Dream Bouncy Blush. And this one is in Rose Petal. One thing, I think one of the reasons that these got such a bad reputation at the launch is that you have to use quite a lot of product. They give the impression from the ads that you just like tap your finger in and that's going to be enough, but certainly in the lighter shades it's not. So they're not as bad as they seemed at first. So I'm just gonna take some of this, the highlights. Ooh. It's also hard to get only a small amount out. I mean, come on. And I bought it quite a while ago. It is a very pretty kind of pinky pearl. I think the package implies that you could possibly like apply this all over your face. Now, while it's not super duper pigmented, I think it would be a little extreme for all over. Okay, so now I'm gonna apply the mousse blush. You can see like the kind of divot that I have, because I'll show you how much I actually take out. So I have quite a bit of product on my finger. And just kind of blend it out. It's a dry, fairly silicone-y feeling product. So it does blend pretty easily. For my lips, I'm going to just put a very small amount of the Maybelline Baby Lips. And this is the pink one, the Pink Punch. This can look so bright on me, so I have to be kind of careful. And just to add a little bit of a fun, super shiny gloss in the middle, I'm going to use this L'Oreal Color Riche Le Gloss. And this one is the Mystic's Shine. It was in a Project Runway limited edition collection, I believe. Yeah, that sounds right. It's just a kind of sheer purpley, pinky shimmer. I believe I have a blog post on it with a swatch. It's so pretty. So you can see that adds kind of like a purple sheen. It's a lot of fun. So that is my spring celebration look, I guess you could call it. It's just trying to get in the spirit of spring, even if it's still 20 degrees outside. I did use all drugstore products. I'll have information about everything that I used in the description bar below. Let me know what you're trying to do to get in the mood into spring, if it's already sprung where you are, or if you're still kind of hibernating and waiting for it to arrive like we are here. And if you're in another hemisphere, maybe you're ready for fall to come in. Thanks again for watching, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I will definitely see you soon. Bye.